Sutta 9, the Sutta of Dependent Origination, revisited. Thus have I heard, spoken where the world appears to arise. In the earliest teachings, the Buddha spoke of 12 links, a chain of becoming, a wheel that turns as long as ignorance endures. But understand, disciples, that dependent origination is not a ladder, nor a circle, nor a sequence in time. It is the nature of appearance itself. Long before the human mind divided reality into inner and outer, before it learned the words I and mine, before societies wove their shared illusions, dependent origination was already present, in the birth of stars, in the drift of continents, in the chemistry of early oceans, in the folding of proteins, in the flicker of simple nervous systems, in every coordination of conditions that gave rise to new forms. There is no place where dependent origination is not. Yet the Buddha spoke in human terms, that human beings might understand suffering and find release. Today, we speak in the languages of this age: cosmology, biology, psychology, sociology, not to alter the Dharma, but to show its reflections in every field of knowing. From your teaching on the chain of non-birth, we begin. The original source is emptiness, vast, unbound, neither substance nor void, the open ground in which all appearances play. From emptiness, conditions gather. From conditions, energy flows. From energy, form arises, not born, but manifesting. From form comes the possibility of sensing. From sensing comes the possibility of consciousness, not as a soul, but as a shimmering process mapping the world to preserve the body. From consciousness comes mind, the weaver of stories, the interpreter of signals, the builder of a self-model that mistakes its own boundaries for truth. From this self-model arises contact, not between two real things, but between constructed categories meeting constructed sensations. From contact, feeling appears. Pleasant, unpleasant, neutral, the ancient vocabulary of survival. From feeling, craving unfolds, the pull toward what once aided life, the push away from what once threatened it. From craving, clinging grows, the tightening of identification around body, views, possessions, memories, roles, histories, futures. From clinging, becoming ignites, the momentum of the self carrying its habits into the next moment, and the next identity, and the next life within this life. From becoming arises birth, not the creation of matter, not the emergence of energy, but the arising of a new self-model, a new I, a new story. From birth arises death, the dissolution of that story, the vanishing of that perspective, the end of a temporary configuration mistaken for a solid being. Thus, disciples, birth is the moment a self takes shape. Death is the moment that self lets go. Matter does not die. Energy does not die. Emptiness does not die. Only the self is born and dies. But dependent origination does not unfold only within individuals. It unfolds between individuals. Ignorant selves meet other ignorant selves, and together they create worlds of shared illusions. Agreements, economies, conflicts, hierarchies, nations, identities, moralities, races, religions, and cultures, each one a collective illusion, stabilized by communication and reinforced by mutual misperception. This is social-dependent origination. Contact between selves becomes feeling between groups. Feeling becomes craving for status, belonging, power. Craving becomes clinging to tribe, category, ideology. Clinging becomes collective becoming. The rise of civilizations, the flow of history, the cycles of violence and peace, and birth and death in the social realm are merely the arising and dissolving of shared stories. Do not be frightened by this, disciples. It is not bleak, it is freeing. What is constructed can be understood. What is understood can be loosened. What is loosened can be released. And what is released reveals the emptiness that was present all along. Dependent origination is not bondage. Dependent origination is the Dharma itself. When ignorance is present, the chain becomes a wheel of suffering. When ignorance is seen through, the same chain becomes a path of liberation. Thus, this sutta reopens the teaching not to change what was said, but to illuminate how everything, from quarks to societies, from sensations to identities, from galaxies to grief, arises and fades without ever gaining inherent nature. This is the Sutta of Dependent Origination revisited, a teaching that reveals that nothing stands alone, nothing is born alone, nothing dies alone, and nothing that truly exists can ever be lost.